Geologic setting exists due to a plate collision offshore of Oregon's coastline where the Juan de Fuca plate is subducting underneath the North American plate. The melted crust from this collision then migrates upwards before it erupts on the surface, forming a chain of volcanoes. The true age of this volcano is not known, but in all likelihood it completely formed in the last first eruptive period 500,000 years. An educated guess would place the age of Mount McLaughlin's first eruption around 300,000 years ago, when a volume of basaltic andesite magma erupted onto the surface. As the magma interacted with the area's abundant groundwater, it produced a series of powerful explosions. From the craters formed by these explosions erupted a volume of semi-fluid lava which temporarily clogged the erupting conduit. Pressure slowly built up and then exploded, producing a series of pyroclastic flows. This process repeated hundreds if not thousands of times, building an ash-rich volcanic cone with gentle slopes. As Vulcanian-style eruptive activity continued, the volcano grew taller and taller. Several flank vents developed due to an underlying fissure, which produced lava flows that traveled up to 6 miles distant. By the end of this eruptive period, 1/3 of the volcano had been constructed. Eruptive activity later changed second eruptive period to become less explosive, resulting in numerous basaltic andesite and andesite lava flows. These flows formed several hundred-foot-thick lobes of material which traveled at slow speeds downslope. Occasional emissions of ash piled on top of these lava flows, and as a result of several hundred eruptions a 10,000-foot-tall central volcanic cone was constructed. Two flank vents which stand glaciers carve the volcano out today are the north and south squaw tips, which produced numerous lobes of andesite lava. During the most recent glacial period, glaciers grew on the edifice of Mount McLoughlin, and were once more than 500 feet deep. This thick mass of ice carved away at large sections of the mountain, forming two amphitheater-shaped scars called cirques. In addition to creating these scars, the glaciers removed the top 500 feet of the volcano. During Mount McLaughlin's most recent third eruptive period, a dozen flank eruptions occurred which deposited large volumes of silica-rich andesite lava. Despite the typical nature of andesite-producing eruptions, these were inferred to have a low gas content and were thus only mildly explosive. The last of these eruptions occurred about 25,000 years ago, covering a little more than 6/10 of a square kilometer of land in fresh molten rock. At the present, this volcano is not directly long dormant volcanoes monitored, as it is thought that the chance of it erupting ever again are quite low. However, volcanoes can go tens of thousands of years without an eruption. One such volcano in the far South Pacific Ocean called McDonald Island experienced a 75,000-year-long dormancy before unexpectedly erupting again in 1992. Thus, although Mount McLoughlin may not look like a volcano which could erupt again, the possibility remains that it will once again in the distant future. If it was to erupt again, it would most likely produce a mildly explosive eruption on its southern flank that produces a viscous several hundred-foot tall andesite lava flow. Thanks for watching. If you would like to request a specific topic, please leave a comment below. As a final note, I would like to thank my new YouTube channel member Helen S. for supporting my work.